Okay, so welcome to 2015 paper one, question two. Okay, and again, like I'll say all the time, just make sure you pause this and have a go at it first. So let's get stuck in. Question two, part A. John, Mary, and Eileen bought a ticket in a draw. The ticket cost €50. John paid 25, Mary paid 15. So 25, and we'll put this into a ratio. 25 to Mary's 15. God, sorry, I don't have a mouse pad here and I'm working on a strange surface. Is to Eileen's 10. Okay, so you can represent that J is to Mary is to Eileen. Now, with ratios, once you have figured out that it's a ratio, basically John gets 25 shares, Mary gets 15 shares, and Eileen gets 10 shares. So there's 50 shares in total. And you can correspond that then, that's a fraction. So 25 over 50 would be a half. So John gets a half the prize. Mary gets 15 over 50, which would be 3 tenths of the prize. And Eileen gets 2 tenths. So 10 over 50 is same thing as 2 fifths. So I'll go through the answer here. So I've said that there, okay, and I've broken it down into the three separate amounts. So half of 20,000 is 10,000. 3 tenths of 20,000 is 6,000. Remember, if you're multiplying a number by a fraction, if you can't use the calculator, it's multiply the number by the top only and then divide. So 20,000 by 3 is 60,000. Drop it off to 0 or divide by 2, just divide by 10. You get the 6,000 figure. Now Eileen gets 2 tenths of the prize, which is is 1/5. If you want to look at it like that, I just kept going with 2 tenths. So 20,000 by 2 is 40,000. Drop off to 0 because you're dividing by 10 and you end up with 4,000. Now, if I'm right, when I add all three prizes together, it should equal 20,000. So let's check that. So 10 grand plus 6 grand plus 4 grand equals 20 grand. So you know you're fairly sure you're right. That's part A. Now, part A this year, 2015, was worth 15 marks out of the 20, and 15B scale would be probably a jump of 0, 7, 15. Scales can change. Excuse me, I just can't remember offhand what the exact breakdown between the two is. Usually it's 0, 7, 15. So I'll move on to part B now. Okay, we're looking at, this is geometry of some sort. So assuming the Earth is a sphere of radius 6,378 kilometers, find the length of the equator corrected to nearest kilometer. Now for this, okay, you need the circumference formula, the length around a sphere. And you'll find that in the maths tables, okay? So I put the formula in here just for handiness sake. So I know what radius is. I know the pi is. Pi is approximation 3.14, or you're better off using the button in the calculator. I know what 2 is. And I'm using those three things to calculate the unknown, which is the circumference. Okay. Now, I'll go to the answer. So I put the numbers in there. Once I put this through the calculator, now you usually put 2 pi times the 6378. It'll give you the answer in pi form. You just need to press the change button, and that'll give you the decimal equivalent. They wanted it to the nearest kilometer, so 0.15 of a kilometer is closer to 0 than it is to 1. So you leave it as it is. Okay, job done. Now part 2 there, okay, they said find the volume of the Earth in the form of a by 10 power of n. Now this usually gets people and messes up their heads, okay? That's just saying what it'll look like. And that means that A must be between 1 and 10. Now it can be 1, but it can't be 10. So it must be a single digit number. Now that means that whatever the big number is you're dealing with, it's equivalent of you're multiplying that small number by 10 how many times. And that's what the n stands for. Now the n is an element of n means that n would be a positive whole number. Okay. And they want the value of a corrected 3 decimal places. Let's do it first and see what ends up happening. So the majority of marks here will go for getting the actual formula right. Now if you notice here, this is a 2-part question. The whole 2 parts are worth 5. Okay, so usually you get 1 part correct, you'll get, that's a C grade, you get maybe the mid part, maybe the high partial, 4, but sometimes maybe the low partial 2 for having 1 fully correct answer. So I'm assuming you have that achieved from here. To get the full 5 marks, you have to get the last part correct. So not many marks for a lot of work. Anyway, I'm putting in the 4 over 3 times. Now I put in an approximation of pi here, 3.14. Ideally, I would say to you, use the pi button on the calculator. The approximation will make the answer slightly less accurate. Now they'll be expecting people to use pi as 22/7 or 3.14, or as they suggested, the most appropriate method would be to use the pi button of the calculator. But that's I'm using an approximation here just to, I suppose, illustrate that point. 3.14 times 6378 to the power of 3. Now, if you type in the calculator looking just like that, you should come out with the answer, okay? But they ask for it in the form of 3 decimal places. It's currently at 4, where I'm circling. So the 2 means the next number doesn't change, okay? So my 3 decimal places are 1.086 by 10 to the power of 12. Now the calculator, actually, I remember doing this, the calculator displays your answer in the form you need. It just has then rounding, okay? So calculator is great, your friend. Now that's part B, 1 and 2 done. So part C here, they're saying the mass of the Earth is 5.97 by 10 to the power of 24 kilograms. Okay. The mass of the Sun is 1.99 by 10 to the power of 30 kilograms, so obviously much larger. How many times greater than the mass of the Earth is the mass of the Sun? Give your answer correct to the nearest whole number. So I think it's easy, okay? But let's put it to a simpler context. If I said the Earth, well, the Sun had I know it was 100 kilograms, and the Earth was 5. You're basically going, how many 5s in 100? And that's division. So it's the exact same thing here. It just looks weird because you're dealing with scientific notation, but the calculator will handle it. You know how to program the calculator. So you should end up looking like this: the big number on top, little number, smaller number on bottom. I know that because the powers. The larger the power, the larger number. Put it in there, and I got, no, it just happens to work out to be, what's that, 333,333.3. Perfectly made for the Irish accent. Now we're rounding that to the nearest whole number, so 0.3 is closer to down than it is going up. So your number stays at 333,333. Job done. So I think that's question 2 is the end of it. Okay. So again, thanks for listening and hope that made sense.